Barbara Stewart.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I am very pleased to rise on behalf of New Zealand First to speak at the third reading of the Home and Community Support Payment for Travel Between Clients Settlement Bill. New Zealand First definitely supports this bill, just like other parties in the House. It is sound legislation and should have happened years and years ago. As others have said, this legislation is a result of a settlement on behalf of the PSA and home support worker Jenny Goodman for proceedings lodged with the Employment Relations Authority in 2013, claiming that the time a community support worker spends travelling between clients is work for the purposes of Section 6 of the Minimum Wage Act. Now, Mr Speaker, we know that tradespeople and sales reps, when they are travelling between clients, this is considered to be their work, so it was only logical that this had to be related to the home support area. We are disappointed in New Zealand First that it took a claim like this to get the government to act on such an important issue. It's an issue that in this House we have all been aware of for a long time. We have received numerous petitions, there have been protest meetings, demonstrations on the steps of Parliament, so it is no surprise that this was an issue that did need to be solved. It really should have been solved proactively rather than waiting for a court case like this. Because we all know that this settlement comes mainly from a desire to prevent court action and the payout of costly back pay for travel. This legislation is a start, but it needs to go further. We are quite disappointed in New Zealand First that the mileage rate remains at 50 cents per kilometre and hasn't increased in line with the Inland Revenue recommendations of 74 cents per kilometre. But it is a start, and we know that it's an area that does need revisiting. Mr Speaker, we're in support of this bill, as I said. However, we see this as only the start of a complete overhaul of the home care and home support sector. We would really like to see staff properly recognised for the valuable work that they do, including receiving appropriate pay. We do remain concerned at the working conditions of care workers, and we know that looking forward, a stable workforce is absolutely required. We were very pleased to read that there will be an investigation into guaranteed hours of work. There needs to be that. It is not the support workers' fault if one of their people that they are caring for goes into hospital for some time. That comes off their salary. There needs to be some training, recognition of training and qualifications, and of course, as others have said, the rates of pay need to be looked at. We know of many workers who've worked in this sector for years and they've received very little in the way of pay increases. And we're really hoping that this is going to be addressed within Part B of the settlement agreement. We know that this is an area that is going to be vital in the future. The number of people that are coming through that are going to require care is enormous. We were pleased that all of the parties agreed to investigate the impact of a regularised workforce to ensure the sustainability and the stability of the sector. And the PSA, in their submission, they made some suggestions as to what would constitute a regularised workforce. Firstly, guaranteed hours for the majority of the workforce. Second, paid training to enable support workers to gain Level 3 New Zealand certificate qualifications. Third, wages paid on the required level of training for support workers. And last, a caseload and case mix workload mechanism to ensure a fair and safe allocation of clients to support workers. In New Zealand First, as every other party in this House has done, we support those recommendations. we will see that more and more people are going to rely on the support of home and community-based workers. We'd also like to thank in New Zealand First those thousands of home and community work supporters who work tirelessly every day to make their clients' day just a little bit brighter, a little bit better. We know it can be really challenging work. It's not easy, but I know for a fact that these people are passionate about making a difference. They're highly skilled, and we should appreciate the very important job that they do. Their dedication and their work keeps many of our elderly, many of our seniors out of rest homes. And we all know that people want to live independently for as long as they possibly can. And this group of workers are absolutely essential to ensuring that this happens. So we acknowledge the fantastic work they do, absolutely important. And we were so pleased to see that ACC have actually been included in this settlement, because we know those people that are looked after through ACC, they need the support too, absolutely essential. So, Mr. Speaker, in New Zealand First, we're very happy to support this bill, but we say this should not be the end of the debate into the working conditions of our home and community-based support workers, and we'll be looking to see that this is only the start of that journey. Thank you.
Jackie